Let's start with Ross, and this is a very rare form of autism, isn't it?
Well, he's basically, the autism spectrum is anything from ranging from Asperger's all the way down to sort of non-verbal autism. So, yeah, you will never meet somebody with autism who's exactly the same. There is a spectrum, but Ross was born with a completely unique. It's basically called mosaicism, and it means he was born with an extra part of a chromosome. So he's always going to be mentally very young, and then the autism is just something that kind of came with that, sort of an extra bonus. So he's got all of the sort of classic autism traits, sort of lack of social skills, very obsessive routine, but he honestly is the biggest joy to be around.
And you're 2 years apart, aren't you?
Yes.
You're his big sister by 2 years. Growing up, your home life is normal. You always, whatever you grow up with, is normal. But when were you made aware, and who made you aware that there was something different about Ross?
I think it's the earliest memories are just knowing. I remember he was always called handicapped, special. I always knew that he was different from me and my sister and my friends, but I think, yeah, it is normality for us. So I suppose I don't know any different, but I'm so grateful that I had that experience, because I don't think I would be able to have the empathy and the understanding, the patience that I do now without having experienced that.
You were talking about the routine,
yes.
the specific routine.
Yes.
What is the daily routine?
Well, when he comes home to us, he'll want to go swimming. He'll want a Kit Kat afterwards.
And that's essential.
Yes, if the Kit Kat's not there, we could have a big problem. It's crazy how the small things can really affect somebody with autism. You know, suddenly that shake-up of routine will really throw them, and that's when I suppose the parents, siblings and friends and family become very concerned, because anybody who's not aware of autism may not immediately know that person has a disability, and suddenly when they start, you know, my brother sometimes has to carry a helmet in case he has a fit, and then he'll start throwing his head against the wall, and it's, you know, I'm here because I really want people to understand that and know almost what to do in that situation.
How bad was the bullying, not only for him, but for you guys as well?
I mean, I've got to be honest, I'm so grateful that Ross is unaware that there's anything wrong with him. If somebody made a comment, he wouldn't acknowledge it, because he wouldn't actually understand that they were saying anything nasty about him. But I think for us as a family, we will defend him till death. We are, you know, we will not let anybody say anything mean about him, because he is the most innocent of souls. I'm not angry at anyone for being ignorant. They don't have the opportunity that I have to understand that, and that's why I want people to understand.
But I've got to say, and I'm with you on that, and you are such a kind soul to say that, but there are moments that, you know, in your story, which I've read today, where, you know, no matter how unaware you were, you know, to say something like that is just plain dim. Yeah. And that's not children, that's adults. Don't go near him, you will catch something. Yes,
it was one of my earliest memories. Me and my brother were playing in a park, and my brother, you know, he'll randomly go up to strangers and sort of start trying to interact with them, and yes, the mother pulled her child away and said, you know, don't play with that child, he's got a disease. And for me, it just made me think we've got to educate people. We've got to show them that this is not a disease. People with autism, it's just their brains are wired differently. They process things differently. You can't catch anything. And that just makes me ever more determined just to really, you know, educate people, bring awareness, and also tell people how hurtful those comments are. It's not, honestly, if I ever make a negative comment about someone, it's either because I'm jealous or I'm feeling bad about myself. And I just want people to realise, when you say something negative about someone, they don't have to be disabled, they don't have to be autistic. It's not right, it's not okay, and it doesn't do anyone any good.
What's your main goal now, Amy? What would you like to see happen?
I think I'd absolutely love it if everybody to a certain point had a certain awareness of autism, because, you know, most of these children, they're not, or adults as well, they're not in wheelchairs. You may not automatically recognise that there's anything wrong with them. So for me, if everybody was able just to pick up on those classic autism traits, and then, you know, if they meet somebody who's autistic, maybe they can be a little bit more patient, not place that judgment, and not be so quick to assume things about them. And that, for me, is what's so exciting about the work I'm doing with the National Autistic Society, because it's something we can change tomorrow.
You've been on the periphery with them for quite a long time, but you now, a couple of months ago, really actively involved.
Yes, really so. Just because I realised that their message was not only about autistic people, it applied to everybody, and I think there's a lot of charities you can work with where you may not see the effects for years, whereas if we could get everybody aware tomorrow to just start treating everyone a bit nicer, it would make a huge difference.
And you were, are you really going to walk the Himalayas?
Yes, I'm trying to do a couple of charity challenges this summer. So I've looked at Everest Base Camp, Himalayas, more jumping.
More jumping.
More jumping. I know, I think
Were you fourth in the...
I was the winning girl.
Yeah, winning girl, top girl.
I know.
Yes.
I still believe a girl can win the show, which
Quite right.
I do, because aerodynamically we can travel further. I just, you know, my legs buckled underneath me, I know.
Is that true? Is that a fact? Aerodynamically, women travel further.
You want to go into that further, don't you?
You would think, yeah, you would think so, but unfortunately the results so far are showing otherwise. But I still believe that a woman will come and win the jump.